Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chanda, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chanda, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chanda, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Do we sing Radha Madhu or I can start reading? Huh? Start reading. Jai. Sure. Thank you, Mother. Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, Lila chapter 20, chapter entitled The Lord Instructs Sanatan Goswami. Text 89. Prabhu kahe tumara bota kambala kota gela Prabhu pade sabha kata gosani kahila. Translation. When Sanatan Goswami returned, the Lord asked, "Where is your woolen blanket?" Sanatan Goswami then narrated the whole story to the Lord. Prabhu kahe iha ami kariyache vichara vishaye roga kandaila Krishna e tumara sekene rakhibe tumar sesa vishaya boga roha kandi sadvide vaidya nara kesesa roga. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "I have already deliberately considered this matter. Since Lord Krishna is very merciful, he has nullified your attachment for material things. Why should Krishna allow you to maintain a last bit of material attachment? After vanquishing a disease, a good physician does not allow any of the disease to remain. Tina mudrara bota gaya madhukari grasa dharmahani haya loka kare upasa." It is contradictory to practice madhukari at the same time wear a valuable blanket. One loses his spiritual strength by doing this, and one will also become an object of jokes. Gosani kahe e kandila kuvsaya boga tandra ichaya gela mora sesa vishaya roga. Sanatan Goswami replied, "The Supreme Personality of Godhead has saved me from the sinful life of material existence. By his desire, my last piece of material attraction is now gone." Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that Krishna doesn't see what we have given, but he sees what we are holding back. So Sanatan Goswami is given up everything, but Mahaprabhu setting the highest standard and teaching him doesn't look nice, you asking for donation, but you're wearing something really like a fancy woolen blanket. Prasannahana Prabhu Tanre Kripa Kaila Tanra Kripaya Prasna Karite Tanra Sakti Haila. Being pleased with Sanatan Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his causeless mercy upon him. By the Lord's mercy, Sanatan Goswami received the spiritual strength to inquire from him. It's verse 94. Yes. Purve yaiche raya pase Prabhu prasanna kaila Tandra sakti Ramananda Tandra uttara dila. Formerly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had asked Ramananda Roy spiritual questions, and by the Lord's causeless mercy, Ramananda Roy could properly reply. Now, by the Lord's mercy, Sanatan Goswami questioned the Lord, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally supplied the truth. Krishna Swarupa Madhuryais Krishna Swarupa Madhuryais Varya Bhakti Rasasrayam Tattvam Sanatanaesa Kripayo Padidesasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, personally told Sanatan Goswami about Lord Krishna's real identity. He also told him about the Lord's conjugal love, his personal opulence, and the mellows of devotional service. All these truths were explained to Sanatan Goswami by the Lord Himself out of His causeless mercy. I was traveling in South India. I come from this Sri Vaishnava background, and I was traveling with my wife and daughter to different temples. But after reading Chaitanya Charitamrita and being in Krishna consciousness, we see such vast difference. We are given such deep knowledge about Radha Krishna Leela, not just awe and reverence. Is like they say, the highest is been given to the lowest in this day and age. And Srila Prabhupada said this is the real Bengali sweet. And it's amazing such confidential knowledge talking about Radha Krishna conjugal pastimes and all this. But it was circulated in the airports and the streets. Like I distribute books full time. Try to. But the kind of people that receive these books in Atlanta or Los Angeles or New Zealand, wherever we are distributing, is just really intoxicated people and don't have much going for them, but they're willing to receive. Not even in people in India, they know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the ego and whatever reason, they're not able to receive. People say, oh, I already know, I already have this, or they won't agree with this. Like I try to talk to my relatives. Some of them are initiating gurus in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya in Kanchipura. And they have no idea about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they tell me like, oh, you're born in very exalted family, why did you join the Hare Krishnas? They don't have any access. Somebody washing temple and mowing the lawn, they know more than all these big time pundits with a lot of ego. So it's amazing to see that we have this mercy somehow or other. We happen to be at the right place, right time, willing to receive. Tabe sanatana prabhura charana dariya dainya vinita kare dante trina lana. Putting a straw in his mouth and bowing down, Sanatana Goswami clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and humbly spoke as follows. This is the qualification, the humility, and we should be always praying that we don't become familiar with the Nicha jati, nicha sangi, patita adama, kuvisaya kupe padi, gonainu janama. Sanatana Goswami said, Mahaprabhu said this humility of his devotees breaks his heart. You can see how this is too much even. Sanatana Goswami said, I was born in a low family and my associates are all low class men. I'm not like this usually, it must be in your association I'm experiencing something. This is amazing. I myself, I'm fallen and I'm the lowest of men. Indeed, I've passed my whole life fallen in the well of sinful materialism. Purport. Actually, Sri Sanatana Goswami belonged to a Brahmana family because he belonged to the Saraswata division of the Brahmanas and was well cultured and well educated. Somehow or other, he accepted a ministership in the Muslim government. Therefore, he had to associate with meat eaters, drunkards, and gross materialists. Sanatana Goswami considered himself fallen, for in the association of such men, he also fell victim to material enjoyment. Having passed his life in that way, he considered that he had wasted his valuable time. This statement about how one can become fallen in this material world is made by the greatest authority in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Actually, the whole world is presently fallen into material existence. Everyone is a meat eater, drunkard, woman hunter, gambler, and whatnot. People are enjoying material life by committing the 4 basic sins and although they are fallen, if they simply submit themselves at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will be saved from sinful reactions. Amazing, the only hope is somebody comes across Srila Prabhupada's books. Otherwise, the Kali Yuga is so horrible that everybody is affected. I set up book table outside this Indian grocery store, and this pious Gujarati family, they came and gave me a donation. I tried to give them a book and they said, no, we already Krishna devotees and we don't even eat onion, garlic. We are very strict, practitioners. And they had this huge truck and a big hound in the back of the truck. So I jokingly asked him, is he vegetarian? And then they looked at me like, no, it's a dog. I said, what do you feed him? And they said, we feed him, dog food. Basically, we know what that means. So I was just thinking, even pious Brahmin families, when you come to the West or even in India, the whole world wants to follow the ways of America. So helplessly, we all, people are becoming implicated. Giriraj Swami Maharaj one time said he would do programs in this big donor's place, very pious family in Bombay. Very amazing family. And then the mother went into coma, the mother of the family. And she was about to leave her body, but for many, many days she was in coma. And Giriraj Maharaj remembered how Srila Prabhupada said, sinful people, they will go into coma. Something, like that. And Maharaj was wondering, such a pious lady, how is she in coma? And then one time when he entered the room, entered the house of this family, there was a room on the right, and he happened to ask, what is this room here? And the family told him, oh, this room is used for finishing leather products. They had a side business of working with cow leather. So I always remembered that pastime, that this incident Maharaj mentioned, how unless we read Srila Prabhupada books, we become conscious and strict. Otherwise, it's hard to not commit sinful activities knowingly or unknowingly. Apanara hita kichu na jani gram na vyavahare pandita tai satyamani. I do not know what is beneficial for me or what is detrimental. Nonetheless, in ordinary dealings, people consider me a learned scholar, and I'm also thinking of myself as such. Prabhupada would quote this verse over and over, quoting Sanatana Goswami, Gramya Vyavahara Pandita Tai Satyamani. People call me a learned scholar, but I also happen to believe it. But Prabhupada would say, Sanatana Goswami is saying, I don't even know who I am and why I'm suffering and all these basic things, but people call me a pandit and I believe it. Kripa kari yadi more kariya cha udhara, apanna kripate kahe, kartavya amara. Out of your causeless mercy, you have delivered me from the materialistic path. Now by the same causeless mercy, please tell me what my duty is. Ke ami kena amaya jare tapatraya, iha nahi jani, ke mana hitahaya. Who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? If I do not know this, how can I be benefited? Purport: the threefold material miseries or miseries arising from the body and the mind. Miseries arising from dealing with other living entities, and miseries arising from natural disturbances. Sometimes we suffer bodily when we are attacked by fever, and sometimes we suffer mentally when a close relative dies. Other living entities also cause us misery. There are living entities born of the human embryo, of eggs, perspiration and vegetation. Miserable conditions brought about by natural catastrophes or controlled by the higher demigods. There may be severe cold or thunderbolts, or a person may be haunted by ghosts. These threefold miseries are always before us, and they entrap us in a dangerous situation. Padam padam yad vipadam. There is danger in every step of life. The older we get, all these become not just theory, it's like so true, suffering at every moment. Sadhya sadhana tattva puchite na jani, kripa kari sab tattva kahete apani. Actually, I do not know how to inquire about the goal of life and the process for obtaining it. Being merciful upon me, please explain all these truths. Prabhu kahe Krishna kripa tumate purna hoya, saba tattva jana tumara nahi tapatraya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Lord Krishna has bestowed his full mercy upon you, so that all these things are known to you. For you, the threefold miseries certainly do not exist. Amazing. Sanatana Goswami developed this skin disease that he wanted to throw himself in Jagannath's cart. But Mahaprabhu is saying that for you the threefold miseries certainly do not exist. Because such exalted beings, they're showing us how to be in this world and tolerate, and it's not about us. We have services given to us, so for a greater cause, for the pleasure of our spiritual master, we have to tolerate and go on rendering service. Because if it's about us all the time, then we can't do any service. Krishna Shakti Dara Thumi Janat Tattva Bhava Jani Dadya Lagi Puche Sadhura Swabhava. Since you possess Lord Krishna's potency, you certainly know these things. However, it is the nature of a sadhu to inquire. Although he knows these things, the sadhu inquires for the sake of strictness. Achiradeva sarvartha siddhyati esam abhipsita saddharmasyava bodhaya esam nirbandini mati. Those who are eager to awaken their spiritual consciousness and who thus have unflinching, undeviated intelligence certainly attain the desired goal of life very soon. Eager, we have to be eager. This verse is quoted from Naradiya Purana, is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.103. Yogya patra havo tumi bhakti pravartaite krame sabha tattva suna kahiye tumate. You are fit to propagate the cult of devotional service, therefore gradually hear all the truths about it from me. I shall tell you about them. Okay, now is the most famous verse and the conclusion of all the Shastras. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishnera nityadas, Krishnera tatashta sakti, Veda abeda prakas, Suryamsa kirana yaiche agni jwala chaya, Suvabhika Krishnera tina, Prakara sakti haya. It is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna. Because he is the marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord. Like a molecular particle of sunshine or fire. Krishna has three varieties of energy. Purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains these verses as follows. Sri Sanatana Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "Who am I?" In answer, the Lord replied, "You are a pure living entity. You are neither the gross material body nor the subtle body composed of mind and intelligence. You are a spirit soul, eternally part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Krishna. Therefore, you are His eternal servant. You belong to Krishna's marginal potency. There are two worlds, the spiritual world and the material world, and you are situated between the material and spiritual potencies. You have a relationship with both the material and the spiritual world. Therefore, you are called the marginal potency. You are related with Krishna as one and simultaneously different. Because you are spirit soul, you are one in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because you are a very minute particle of the spirit soul, you are different from the Supreme Soul. Therefore, your position is simultaneously one with and different from the Supreme Soul. The examples given are those of the sun itself and the small particles of sunshine, and of the blazing fire and small particles of fire. Another explanation of these verses can be found in Adi Leela chapter 2 verse 96. This is amazing because people spend thousands of dollars and sometimes their whole life trying to understand like who they are and self-realization and meditation and all this. But just we can print out this one verse and purport and hand them out in Harinams and whoever we meet and share them on social media. Everything is there. It's just Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is so perfect. Like basically the philosophy is yes and no. Sometimes people ask you like, are you God or are we God? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, in the sense we are in terms of quality, but not in quantity. So this yes and no is applicable. In that sense there is no contradiction between what Mahaprabhu taught and other Vaishnava teachings or even other religions. Because this is perfectly summarized what our position is. And Prabhupada's translation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary is amazing how he breaks it down for us. Who can understand this? Unless somebody comes across these books, a conditioned soul can never figure this out on their own. They have, we've been put in this material world like an insect, like Prabhupada calls it, like this Diwali poha or something like that. They come in Mayapur attracted to the night lights, the street lights, and they born, they get old, and they make children and they die. Before sunrise, the whole life is finished. So all this traveling in airports and AI and all this technology, it's more bewildering for the conditioned souls and more of a distraction. So what are the chances? Even people that are inquiring, they can never figure this out. Such a simple verse and purport we just read. It's not even people that are hungry and practicing, they can't even understand this. Ekadesa sthitasya agner joshna vistaraniyata parasya brahmana saktis tatedam akilam jagat. Translation: just as the illumination of a fire which is situated in one place is spread all over, the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parabrahman, are spread all over the universe. This is the quotation from Vishnu Purana 1.22.53. Krishnera Swabhavikatina Sakti Parinati Chit Shakti Jiva Shakti Ara Maya Shakti. Lord Krishna naturally has three energetic transformations, and these are known as the spiritual potency, the living entity potency, and the illusory potency. How Prabhupada translates and breaks it down for us, it's amazing. Even though I grew up hearing Vishnu Puran and this and that, there was no idea. When I read Prabhupada's books, everything made sense. Like the way he explained things, okay, this this makes sense. Like they say, the mother, when an infant, you can't give them like rice and dal and all that. Even though it's healthy, they can't digest. When the mother eats it and then transforms into breast milk, and then the baby can digest. Like that, such majestic philosophy, but we have no entrance unless the Acharya explains to us in a language, then it's like really amazing. Vishnu Sakti Para Prokta Kshetragya Kya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Samgyanya Tritiya Saktir Ishyate. Originally, Krishna's energy is spiritual, and the energy known as the living entity is also spiritual. However, there is another energy called illusion, which consists of fruitive activity. That is the Lord's third potency. Purport. This is also a quotation from Vishnu Purana 6.7.61. For a further explanation of this verse, refer to Adi Leela, chapter 7, verse 119. How Prabhupada is explaining the different energies. One time we invited my spiritual master Devamrita Maharaj to Georgia Tech to speak to the students. And he was presenting very nicely to the students, and there happened to be a Mayavadi professor lady, and she's been to India and Himalayas. They are so puffed up. So Maharaj was trying to explain to her this verse, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Vidadati Kama. And then she said, oh, Eka, oneness. Her favorite part of that sloka, oh, you said Eka, means one. She wouldn't hear anything else, just kept saying Eka, oneness. And there were so many innocent students, so Maharaj humbly excused himself, so then the others can have the opportunity just to hear. So we can see how it's broken down, these different energies is not just all oneness. Saktaya sarva bhavanam achinta jnana gochara yathoto brahmanastastu sargadya bhavasakyaya bhavanti topatham shrestha bhavakasya yatosnatya. All these creative energies which are inconceivable to a common man exist in the Supreme Absolute Truth. These inconceivable energies act in the process of creation, maintenance and annihilation. O chief of the ascetics, just as there are two energies possessed by fire, namely heat and light, these inconceivable creative energies are the natural characteristics of the Absolute Truth. This is also a quotation from the Vishnu Purana 1.3.2. Yaya Kshetragya Shakti Savestita Nirpa Sarvaga Samsara Tapan Akilan Avapnoti Atra Santatan O king, the Kshetragya Shakti is the living entity. Although he has the facility to live in either the material or the spiritual world, he suffers the threefold miseries of material existence because he is influenced by the avidya, nescience, potency, which covers his constitutional position. This and the following verses are also quoted from the Vishnu Puran. Taya tirohita vachascha sakti kshetragya samgita sarvabhuteshu bhuphala taratamyena vartate. The living entity covered by the influence of nescience exist in different forms in the material condition. O king, he is thus proportionately freed from the influence of material energy to the greater or lesser degrees. Yeah, people ask these questions all the time when family or friends or book distribution. So when we're reading these verses, then we are able to easily explain to them. There was one man, one African American man, he's like into media, and he came to my table and he was asking me some questions about who is God in Hinduism, and so I was explaining to him. And he said, "You're the first person that I spoke to that makes sense." Because he's interviewing so many of the priests, but they're not able to explain because we are repeating Prabhupada's words, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Vishnu Puran. So it actually has an effect on people. Maharaj, would you like to make any comments? Or I was hoping to hear from you, but I'm sorry, I'm sitting here and oh yes. Anybody have any questions or comments? We have to stop now anyways, right? Thank you, Mother. It's so packed with nectar and realization that I'm just like, as I'm reading, I'm just like soaking it in, trying to pay attention. It's just like such amazing fortune that we have access. We have access to such mercy. That's why Prabhupada wanted this. Maybe I can read one more verse. Okay. Jai Grantaraj Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is special doTERRA.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Menam Kanvandam Maravindanalaya Taksham Parhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vikamaniya Nishesha Shobham
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Driya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham
Namaho Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanande Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Bhavani Vacha, Negini Visesha, Shunyavani, Asacha, Teza Tarane. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sivasati Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Dvaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gauranga Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Brahma Nityananda Dvaita Gadada Shiva Sati Gauranga Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Guru Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Haji Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Goloka na 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 na, Goloka na na na, hey. Goloka na na na, Goloka na na na, hey. Hey. Jai Om Vishnu Pada.
Please join us for Harinam Sankirtan, 11:30 this morning at Weaver Street Market. It's going to be a beautiful day. Please come, and we can give the holy name to so many persons coming to Weaver Street or walking on the river walk. Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Chaitodarpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapitani amitas smarane nakala etadrishita vakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrishami hajjani nanuraga trinadapi sunichena tarorapi asarishuna amani namanadena kirtaniya sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Bhatitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadushim Vachintaya, Nayanam Galadashu Daraya, Varanam Gad Gadaridaya Gira, Pulakarnishitam Vabukada, Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati, Yugayatam Namishena, Chakshusha Pravashayatam, Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename, Ashlishava Badamajam and Astumam, Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva, Yatatatava Vidadatulam Pato Mat Prananatastusa Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly